Hello, this hair care video has been requested loads, probably one of my most requested since I started A Model Recommends actually. So I'm just going to talk you through how I maintain and care for my hair. This isn't a styling video, it's just literally about keeping it nice and healthy and how I wash it and how I dry it. So I've put this off for ages because there are so many products that I use. I've tried to narrow it down to just a few, just some examples for you so you can see the type of thing that I would use. So first things first, I've already washed my hair and I've conditioned it, and I always condition every time I wash it. One of my most favourites over the past few years has been the Aveda Colour Conserve. I always use a conditioner and a shampoo that are kind to coloured hair because, I just take my hair out of the towel. I have highlights put in, very, very fine ones, but I also have lots of lowlights, and that colour doesn't grab so well to the bleach underneath. I did have very bleached hair and then I took the colour down. So I have to be careful with colour fading, and I try and keep my colour as fresh as I can in between visits to the salon, which is about every 8 weeks. And so I use a dedicated colour protecting shampoo and conditioner usually. So Colour Conserve is the one that I probably use most. In fact, I need some more of that because that's empty. But there are plenty out there on the market, and I would look for one that's kind of SLS free, SLS being the really kind of harsh stripping cleansing agent that a lot of shampoos have in it, which some people are absolutely fine with, others are a little bit sensitive to it. But in terms of trying to maintain your colour, there's no point spending loads of money on having a beautiful colour done and then using a really stripping shampoo that's just going to mess your hair colour up. So I'll put a few suggestions for different price ranges into the info of ones I use myself. Twice a week, or probably a little bit more than that. How many times do I wash my hair? I wash my hair every other night because it doesn't get dirty. I could probably leave it every 3 nights, but I kind of like it to look nice and clean. So probably 2 times a week I use an intensive mask. This one's quite good, I've been using this a lot. This is the Phyto restructuring mask. I think this is especially for coloured hair actually. Yeah, for colour treated hair. Aveda Damage Remedy, which is really nice. And there are a few others that are just brilliant, but obviously I can't go through everything in this video. There's one called Saya Cashmere Mask, which is amazing. And I've used that for years, but I've run out at the moment, so I can't show you the pot. Now, every time I have my colour done, I use a colour sealer. This is from John Masters Organics, and I've had this for a year or so. And you only need to use it really once, and that's the wash that you do after you've done your colour. And it's a herbal cider, hair clarifier and colour sealer. And it just kind of helps to lock the colour in and just make it look really nice and glossy and vibrant. And you dilute it in a big glass of water and pour it over as a rinse after you've washed and conditioned your hair, and then leave it on for a few minutes, rinse it out. It does smell a little bit cidery, but that's only to be expected really. But as I say, lasts ages because you don't need very much, and you only kind of use it once. I don't really use a hairdryer. It's very, very rare, and it's only if I've got to go out somewhere and I'm in a rush. But even if I'm going to be heat styling my hair later, say with curlers or straighteners, I let my hair dry to about 95% dry, which is nowhere near at the moment. The ends are starting to dry, but this is all quite wet up here. So it does take a couple of hours, but because my hair gets treated so badly on shoots and it's kind of tongued and backcombed and that kind of stuff, I like just to leave it to dry naturally when I'm not working. So that's kind of my rule really. And I also always treat my ends with something. So I've got loads of different versions of this here, but this is Moroccan oil, and it's like an argan oil treatment, and you just massage it into the tips of the hair, or up until about here, but I wouldn't go any higher than that. And then leave it on. You can leave it on overnight if you want, and it just has your hair looking really shiny and soft. Now, some people aren't so into this particular formula, and in fact lots of them, because they've got silicons in, and it probably is the silicons that are giving that really nice smooth finish, but I like them nonetheless. This is a slightly more affordable one from Lee Stafford, argan oil, the Tresemme one, V05, which they do at Tesco's for about £3 or £4. So there are loads of different options. two that I've been using a lot recently, the Mythic Oil. This is a L'Oreal professional product, and I got this I think in a glossy box, so it's free, so gave that a bit of a try. And the Bonacure Miracle Oil. Now I've used loads of BC Bonacure products in the past. This is Schwarzkopf. I did a couple of jobs for them, a couple of campaigns, and so they loaded me down with like a suitcase of products. So for years I used loads of their products, and they're really, really good, and I still purchase quite a lot of them. But this oil is very nice. I'm going to put some on now. So just a couple of drops, don't know whether you can see how much I've got there. And I rub it into the palms of my hands so I don't get too much on the hair, but it doesn't make it greasy whatsoever. And just disperse that through the ends. And then when my hair dries, it will just be that much more smooth and glossy on the ends, which is really good. If you want to completely avoid silicons altogether, then Phyto do this brilliant daily hydrating cream, which I use quite a lot as well. It's, I suppose, a little bit kinder to the hair in the long run, maybe. But you can put this onto slightly damp or dry hair, and just a little pea-sized amount, and then massage that in, and it's really, really nice, just like a moisturiser for your hair, really. I just thought, did I talk about the Tangle Teaser? I don't know whether I did. I always brush through my hair with Tangle Teaser, which is my new love. I've had this for about a year, and it just kind of glides through any knots and tangles, and it's fine to use on wet hair, which most brushes are a bit of a pain and cause quite a few breakages. So I just give it a nice little comb through while it's still wet. And then I let my hair dry. So I either just keep it down like this, which is the preferred way because I don't get any kinks in it, or I kind of swivel it round into a bun like that, just secure it with some pins, and then it dries kind of wavy, but it's a bit hit and miss, that method. You can probably see that my hair is just about dry now. I've just been pottering around the house, and it's just about there. I mean, at the back it's still slightly damp, but I want to get on and record this video, so I'm going to have my tea. So finishing off my hair, I normally just add a tiny touch of serum, and I really like this one by Phyto. I'm really into Phyto hair care products, the kind of serums and creams and finishing products. So I just use a couple of drops of this. I mean, I don't really need to because I've already left the oil in on the ends, so it's looking pretty shiny. A couple of drops, and you can kind of feel if there's a little bit too much. That's probably a little bit too much, so I just wipe the excess off on my towel, and then just kind of smooth my palms over the hair and just give it a little finishing gleam, but not too much because you don't want it to go greasy. And as I said, I kind of wash my hair every other day, so I try and keep it as natural as possible unless I'm going out and I need it to look really groomed and finished. So just a couple of little things that I forgot to mention in the beginning of the video. Firstly, I do tend to get a little bit of a dry, a kind of itchy, flaky scalp now and again, and it's normally after I've been working and they've put on loads of products that I'm not used to. So I have a few standby things that I use. One of them is La Roche-Posay, and this is an anti-dandruff gel shampoo. I'm not sure whether it's really dandruff that I've got, but it's like a mild exfoliant for the scalp, so it just keeps it really clear, and it doesn't really affect your colour. But Philip Kingsley also do an amazing one as well that doesn't strip colour. And they do a scalp mask which you put on your scalp and leave for about, I don't know, I leave it on for ages, but they say about 10 to 20 minutes, I think. Yeah. And it tingles a little bit, but it really just kind of soothes the scalp and gets rid of any crud that's lying around. And then you rinse it out, and then you do shampoo and conditioner. And the other thing that I wanted to say was about night treatments. Now, I don't normally really do a night treatment, but if my hair is feeling very kind of stressed out and dry and frizzy, then I'll put on some kind of leave-in conditioner. But this is the newest thing that I've been trying out. This is from Phyto as well. This is like a night secret restorative cream for overnight, and you just put it on mid-length to ends, leave it in, and it's like a really intensive conditioner. But in the morning there's no residue or excess or anything, it's just all really nicely absorbed into the hair. So I really like that one. And then the other thing I was going to say was about styling or keeping your hair fresh between washes, which for me is only one day, so I don't normally need to resort to these things. But if I'm ever somewhere where I can't wash my hair so regularly, or I've just been a bit lazy, then I sometimes refresh my hair in between with a bit of dry shampoo. This is just Batiste. There are loads of different ones out there. This is also really nice. This is from KMS. It's dry touch-up spray. And it's not so much for dry shampoo really. It's more like refreshing the ends. So you can use this alongside dry shampoo. Always make sure that you give your hair a good brush afterwards, and so you haven't got big kind of white patches. And this is the newest thing that I've been using, which is sugar dust. You'll have seen these. There are loads of these round hair powders, and they look a bit like dead skin. I don't know if you could see that there. It's basically like dandruff. And you pour that onto shake that onto your roots, and then give your hair this bit of a massage, and it just boosts the roots. So if your hair's feeling a bit flat and lank, then it's quite a nice little pick-me-up. Haven't actually done that now because I've just washed my hair, so I'm not going to go and gunk it up with a load of stuff. But yeah, so my hair dries out pretty much like this. It's slightly wavy, but not a lot. And because I treat it quite nicely and I don't use loads and loads of heated appliances on it, the condition is actually pretty good. So that's that. That's how I look after my hair. I'm going to put links to things that I've suggested in the info box. I've got loads of that stuff floating around the room. And I shall see you in the next video.